And welcome to Hero Power. I'm your host, Rocio, and with me, as always, is Avantes.
I am so lost. What is that? What bizarro world are we in here?
As you guys can tell, I'm up. It's weekend to visit my family, my wife's family, and I thought I'd come by and we do a side by side show this week with Avantes.
Yeah, what's up, gang? Hey, hope you had a good week. I got Legend this week, and if you guys hadn't heard, I went to BlizzCon in 2018, and wait,
You're still Avantes. I just took over your role. That's funny. No, I mean, since we're getting into our week, we have the new reset just happened.
Yes.
So obviously, I'm up with family, and I haven't played any Hearthstone since the reset on the 1st.
Slacker.
So I ended up finishing Legend, getting a 10x multiplier. How did you finish up? What was it? April, right?
Yeah. Finished up April. Actually made it into platinum.
Nice.
That was my first time actually taking the time to try to push into platinum.
Is that a 7x multiplier?
7x
Nice.
multiplier, yeah. So
Cool.
looking forward to playing some more. Thank you to the people that really helped me get there. No Hands Gamer with his aggro warrior deck, and yeah, so that was pretty much it.
Don't forget Mad at Arms.
Yeah, and Mad at Arms for pointing that deck out. So yeah. So it was a fun week. Been really busy outside of gaming, and so I hadn't really had a whole lot of time to play, but did manage to get that knocked down. So looking forward to hopefully having actually, no. I'm going to have even less time in the month of May. Thinking about the schedule. So, we'll see what happens, but going to at least try to push for platinum again this month.
Yeah, I had my first THL match. It was week 2, but my first week I got a DQ. I ended up winning that week. Unfortunately, the rest of my team wasn't able to pull theirs out, so we ended up losing the week as a team. But I'm 2-0 on the season so far. Have a week off this week, and then next week I actually play a local, Tony Montana.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Local out of this area. So I've played him many times in THL and at some of our local firesides.
Yeah.
And I believe he doesn't like my deck choices sometimes, so I'm going to take advantage of that. I'm excited. But, other than that, just ready to get back to the grind, because obviously we're going to be playing a deck this week that I've been playing a lot of, this aggro paladin. It's a little more like a mid-range paladin to me, the way I play it, but we'll be playing that in the second half of the show in Bronze 10, because that's where I'm at. I haven't played any in May yet.
Yeah. Me either. So yeah, it didn't matter which one of us was going to drive today. We're in the exact same tier for the first time on a show.
Yeah, that's true. Usually, if we're doing a show on the 2nd, on the 1st, I will try to get the diamond as fast as possible, so I at least have a little clout for the show. But being with family this weekend, that's going to limit that. And then next weekend we have Mother's Day.
Yeah.
So we'll be recording a little early, and we'll probably be pushing that episode out a little.
So for
early.
all of you husbands and fathers out there, reminder: next weekend is Mother's Day.
Yes, yeah. Next Sunday, what's that going to be? The 9th.
Yeah.
Sunday,
like
May the 9th is Mother's Day. Don't forget, guys.
Yeah.
And don't forget to call your mothers too. So,
all right, gang. Well, this week, Blizzard announced patch 20.2 is going live this coming Tuesday, May the 4th. Be with you.
Yeah, and now if you don't know much about how the patch cycles go, the point 2s usually signify a Battlegrounds patch. So this is heavy Battlegrounds content. Not much in the way of constructed, though there are a couple small things that affect the constructed players, which means since we're having 20.2, the next big patch is 20.4, which historically is the mini set.
Right.
So one thing before we get onto the big part of the patch news is at the end of or for the month of May, your 5 wins portrait is a card back called Wailing Caverns.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been some data mines.
You forgot to remind
That's
me
fine.
a third time to load up the card image.
Only a third time.
Yeah, only the third time. I mean, if you don't remind me at least 5 times, what do
I
you
got
expect?
a good image that hopefully will get popped up on the screen if you're watching on video. But it is the Wailing Caverns card back, and if you get 5 wins in ranked standard, you get the card back for the month of May.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've seen some data mines that have told us that Wailing Caverns are in there in like pack descriptions and things like that. So that would tell me the mini set is rumored to be Wailing Caverns, and this is almost a confirmation.
Yeah, so there's the card back.
There we go.
So it says it's going to take a whole lot of work to get them to pop down. Acquired by winning 5 games in ranked mode, May of 2021.
Yeah, and so that kind of tells me that the Wailing Caverns is going to be the mini set, and we'll get into more news on patch 20.2, and I have some more to talk about that possible happenings.
Yeah.
As we get further on.
Yeah. So as Zeroshio mentioned, the .2s are generally Battlegrounds patches, so we do have some Battlegrounds notes to talk about. They are introducing a new minion type. And man, I am so excited for this. We are finally getting Quill Boars. I mean, you know how I am when I get excited, you know.
Those are the audio. Since I'm sitting next to him, he gave me a nice chest chop, like a good Ric Flair woo moment there.
So we are getting the Quill Boars coming to Battlegrounds as a new minion.
Yes.
We are getting a new ability called Blood Gem.
Mm-hmm.
And basically spells gained. It's a spell gained from Quillbore. So whenever you play a Quillbore, they could have like a battle cry that says gain such and such blood gem.
Yeah. And then there's also going to be some Quillbores that interact with if you play a blood gem and things like that. So what is a blood gem? A blood gem is a 0 gold spell, so no cost. And it just says give a friendly minion +1/+1. These don't have to be played on Quillbores. They can be played on any minion.
Right.
But the Quillbores will be interacting with either giving you blood gems or doing things when you play or utilize blood gems.
Yeah.
And that's we'll talk about it later, but that's something I want to see in standard.
Yeah, absolutely. We are also getting a Quillbore hero called Death Speaker Blackthorn.
Yes.
And his passive hero power is called Bloodbound. After you upgrade Bob's Tavern, gain 2 blood gems. Mm-hmm. So it's an automatic +2/+2 divided out however you want amongst your friendly minions just for upgrading Bob's Tavern. So obviously you're only going to get, 10 of those spells
from that hero
from that hero in a game.
But again, it's a free
spell, it's passive. So you don't have to use it. You don't have to spend gold on it.
And the spells
are free. So yeah. We are also getting another new hero. Finally, the Troll Vol'jin is coming to Battlegrounds, and man, I couldn't be more excited about this. Okay. I mean, I'm so excited about Vol'jin. He's always been my favorite troll. And his hero power is Spirit Swap, 0 cost, choose 2 minions, swap their stats. What do you think about this, Zeroshio?
You are amped today. So, I want to like Vol'jin, but the fact that you're just swapping stats. Now, this can take like heavy stats on a big minion that you just invested a lot into and put it on a minion that has, say, a death rattle or some kind of other static ability that also maybe grows on its own. So there's probably going to be some finesse with this. I think, and I hate that this term's used so much, but it makes sense here. I think it's going to be a high skill cap hero. It's going to be one of those that at the higher MMR, you're going to see Vol'jin have really good results, but the lower MMR is going to have low results.
So would you say similar to kind of how we see Jandis Barov played?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's going to be another Jandis where depending on the MMR is going to depend on how good the hero is. And I do like the ability. And if I'm not mistaken, reading into it, you're just swapping their stats, the number stats at the bottom of the card. So you can play the 1/1 poisonous minion, and then swap its stats with something bigger. Now you have a big poisonous minion that you can then go from there with.
Yeah.
So whether it's good, we'll just have to see.
Yeah. Then we're getting another new hero, a third new hero, I should say, Zarella. Her hero power is See the Light, costs 2 gold. Choose a minion in Bob's Tavern to add to your hand. Set its stats to 2. So basically, you can choose any minion in Bob's Tavern for 2 gold instead of 3, but it's going to be a 2/2.
This is one I'm really on the fence on. I think it's either going to be bottom tier or super, super, super powerful.
See, I think this could be really good in a tribe like Elementals, where they really ramp their own stats and base build off of each other. I think this could be a really good ability for certain tribes.
She's going to be really good early game because on 5, it's kind of that awkward turn where you almost have to sell a minion so you can buy 2 minions.
Yeah.
But now you can buy a minion like normal and then use her hero power, which isn't a random minion. It's a targeted minion. Use her hero power to pick any minion. Now its stats will be 2/2, and that might take a stat loss. But if you're getting a minion that's death rattle based,
or has a really strong ability in battlegrounds, does
the stats don't matter.
I mean, let's say you're going after the 3/1 mech with Divine Shield. Is it really bad if it's a 2/2 instead of a 3/1 Divine Shield? Now it's a 2/2 Divine Shield. I mean,
yeah. So I like this. I do think it's going to be an early game, and of the 3, she's probably the one I'm most anxious to play because I think that I like heroes that are strong early game, and then you have to play them well for them to be good late game. And I'm not great at Battlegrounds, but I like to test my skill abilities.
Right. So, and then we are getting an update to a hero, and that is Rat King. And of course, now that we have a new minion top, we're adding Quillboars into, or it's called King of Quillboars, to the Rat King's passive rotation. So whenever you buy a Quillboar, give it +2/+2, swap top each turn.
So it's basically the same thing he always has. It's just making sure Quillboars
get into the rotation.
And now remember, with your minion types, there will always be 5 minion types per game.
Yes.
So right now, there's 2 that are omitted.
We have 7 minion tops currently. We're going to 8.
There will be 3 omitted, and I believe it's like the first 2 weeks.
Quillboars will always be in.
Quillboars will always be in. Now, I think all these go live to everybody on the 18th.
That's correct, yes.
But on the 4th, you can gain access to these heroes if you have the perks. So if you have the perks, you can start playing with them on the 4th. And that's what we're going to be doing for show next week, most likely.
Yeah.
Is playing some Battlegrounds since we have the perks and we want to show that off. So other than that, we did get some new minions, pretty much all Quillboars. We're not going to go over each one. We'll probably talk more in depth about them next week.
We do have notes linked to the patch notes in our show notes. If you guys want to head over to heropowerhs.com and click on this week's show, you can then follow that link out to the patch notes and see those new minions that are being talked about.
Yeah. Now, the big thing for me that's not directly Battlegrounds related is Quillboar minions are being added to various minions in Constructed and Adventures. So some wild cards, some standard cards are getting the Quillboar tag. Now, this really doesn't mean much because there's currently not any synergies. But like we alluded to earlier, there is going to be a new mini set coming out, and it's hinting heavily at Wailing Caverns. Do you think we're going to be getting Quillboar synergy cards for Constructed in the mini set?
I absolutely think it's possible. I do believe we could see some Quillbore synergies come in the mini set. If you guys remember the Madness at the Dark Moon Fair mini set, had some really interesting synergies for stuff that was already there. So I don't put it past them to add these in there, as like we talked about.
Yeah, I mean, I personally would love to see more type synergies, especially with Quillbores. It's really interesting to see I don't remember all the cards that are being listed, but there's a good, healthy handful of Quillbores that are becoming Quillbores. And if Quillbore's kind of that neutral type of minion that can be used in multiple classes, but there's kind of like Murlocs are, but where there's a lot of neutral Murlocs, but then there's a few classes that have Murlocs. Mm-hmm. I'd love to see that with Quillbore, and maybe Quillbore, where Murlocs are really heavily in Shaman and Paladin, maybe Quillbore starts showing up in things like Warrior, maybe Rogue. That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be really neat. We are also getting some duels updates, better treasure synergy offers. Nozdormu the Eternal is finally going to be unbanned.
Yeah.
So, and then Humble Blessing is kind of getting a little bit of a nerf, going from 3 mana to 4 mana.
And that's pretty much it, though.
Yeah.
Which is saying a lot, because duels historically has been having a lot of adjustments every patch, and this is the first patch that we're only really seeing one major adjustment. Mm-hmm. So maybe duels is in a healthy spot, or maybe it's going to get its own big patch cycle. We don't know yet, because I haven't really talked about it, and we don't know anything else about mercenaries yet either. So there's still a lot of information we don't know about this roadmap going into the second set. But I'm really, just to kind of get off on a tangent for a second, I'm happy with where Hearthstone is when it comes to release cycles.
Okay.
I'm liking this cadence of you get a new set, and then it's crazy, and then they do some balances, mm-hmm. and then it kind of flushes out, and then we get kind of this Battlegrounds update that might have a couple small things in it for other modes, and then as things start getting stagnant, then we're going to get the mini set, and then I'll probably get another Battleground set from there, and then we'll get some other teaser stuff, and then into the next set. And I'm really liking this cadence. Yeah. And the communications coming from Team 5 with the AMAs and the various blog posts and Alec on Twitter and Cora on Twitter. I'm always thinking about Hearthstone right now. And usually there's like these 2-week gaps in every cycle where I just kind of tune out of Hearthstone for a little while, and I don't feel like I need to do that anymore.
Yeah, no. I'm with you. I'm really enjoying the game right now. Of course, I play a completely different version of Hearthstone than you do. Sure. I don't worry about the ladder. I spend most of my time in BGs or in duels. I love the aspect of not knowing and,
limited. You like
limited? I like limited formats way more than I do constructed formats. I always have, going back to Magic the Gathering days. I used to host drafts every week. Yeah. And it's just one of my favorite things to do. So I'm really enjoying where Battlegrounds is right now and where Hearthstone as a whole is right now. The only thing that could make it better would be more diamond cards, because I've been loving playing with the diamond cards I have when I do play constructed.
Well, you know what? Blizzard has heard you, and they also have a new Diamond Ragnaros coming in this patch.
What?
Along with Tavern regular achievements. So Diamond Ragnaros you're going to be able to get by completing the Classic Legendary Collector 5 of 5. So having all the Classic Legendaries. Yeah. Go into your achievements, and it's under Collection Classic. And if you've already completed it, that's fine, but you'll still need to go in there and collect the reward to get the Golden Ragnaros when the patch hits on Tuesday.
Man, Diamond Ragnaros makes me so excited. I can't wait. That's so awesome.
audio listeners, I don't know if y'all can hear that, but he is chopping me heavy today. About knocked the breath out of me that time. So, and then also with that is the new Tavern Regular achievements. Each tier, there's going to be multiple tiers, a total of 10, of these Tavern Regular achievements. It doesn't go into too much detail what's going to take to complete them, but each tier is going to have a unique class portrait, and there's one for all 10 classes, and they are pretty. And this is just for doing achievements. These are things you can do without spending money, just putting time into the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I love their art team is working overtime with all of these various, achievement based or package based, bundle based portraits that, man, I hope they're getting paid good because these are free essentially.
Yeah, and they look fantastic. So
They do. If you are a portrait collector like I am, definitely get and check those out after the patch hits on the 4th.
Yeah. So the other thing that was announced recently, and I saw Dean Ayala, Ixar, tweet about this. They are introducing battle-ready decks.
Yes.
So for those of you who have been in the TCG space for any period of time, Magic the Gathering does this, Pokemon does this, Digimon does this. You can go out to the store, buy a ready-to-play deck right off the shelf, and go home and sit down with your friends and just start playing the game.
Yeah, and you can do this in MTGA.
Yeah, even in MTGA. But now you're going to be able to do this right here in Hearthstone.
Yeah, limited.
Yeah, so they said our second piece of news is that for the first time ever, we'll be offering curated decks optimized for the most recent expansion through the web and in-game shops. When these battle-ready decks become available, you'll be able to add a complete deck from the class of your choice to your permanent collection. Each battle-ready deck is handcrafted using data captured across hundreds of thousands of play sessions to ensure you're taking home a combat-worthy list. Battle-ready decks will be available for purchase for a limited time for $19.99 each and will be limited to one per account.
So what does that mean? First off, one per account means you can only get one of the 10
you get
classes.
To choose one.
Yeah. And so obviously you probably want to choose one that's going to give you the most cards that you don't currently have in your collection. And then obviously if you have a preference of the class, go with that. Second is, how good are these decks? If you remember, they have recently put people on their design team at the likes of Chalky and Gallon and just recently HS Deck Tech. And if you don't know much about HS Deck Tech, the guy is genius when it comes to synergies and building decks and theory crafting decks. So the likes of those type of people, and as well as Cora and Alec Dawson and a lot of those likes, you're getting some really good competitive decks.
Yeah, they've really beefed up Team 5 from just being developers and artists to actually having competitive, well-known, well-accomplished players who can build these competitive decks at a world championship level, and now they're going to be bringing those to you directly, that you can pick out one of your choice.
And to kind of just run on them real quick, for Demon Hunter, you're getting Briarthorn's Brute, and it's looks to be very much kind of that Death Rattle synergy with the Quillbores, which makes me think, since they're focusing a little bit on Quillbores there, maybe they got more to do with the Quillbores. And then we have with Druid, it's Dark Moon Beast, so it's Beast Druid. And then with the Hunter, we're getting the Baron's Stampede using the Trampling Rhino, so that kind of aggressive style Hunter we're seeing right now. And then we're seeing Egwin's Army and Mage, so the big popular mage was the Spell Mage, and it got nerfed. And then out of it has come this new kind of Egwin. It's Spell Mage, but it has like a few key minions in it, like Kazakus and Egwin and Raz Frostwhisper. but still has a lot of those Mask of Cthulhu's, One Thief, and lots of the spells to kind of get that finishing off. So this is a fairly new concept. That is in this list. So obviously these aren't decks that were probably built 4 or 5 weeks ago. Then we have Holy Secrets and Paladin, which is, to be honest, you're going to get some really, really good playable cards in here. About the only card in here that's suspect to me is Cannonmaster Smith, but he's a legendary, so you could use that dust somewhere if you wanted to disenchant him. And then we have Zyrella's Blessing, which is kind of that control priest with the Light Shower Elemental that a lot of people have a nickname for. That
I think it's important to note that even Blizzard doesn't like running Elucia in priest.
Yeah, Elucia's not in this list, which is interesting. And then in Rogue, we're seeing the Field Agents Rogue, which is kind of like that. They're calling it Miracle Rogue, but it doesn't have Gadsden and Auctioneer. It uses Field Agent instead, or Field Contact, I think.
Yeah, it's Field Contact.
So this is a highly competitive deck and has it has 4 legendaries, 2 epics, and 10 rares. All of these decks have a lot of legendaries and epics, which is good economically. And then we have Nature's Power for Shaman. Now, Shaman's kind of in a weird spot right now. There's not any really good competitive Shaman deck, but this one looks really good, and it's almost like it's something that I haven't seen yet. So maybe it's kind of a hidden gem that Team 5 wanted us to go down a Shaman, and nobody ever jumped on it. And then Warlock, why don't you go?
Yeah, so in Warlock, we're getting the Shadowed Souls deck. So this is a board control centric deck. It has 4 legendaries, including Yasarj, Jaraxxus, Alexstrasza, and Sociologist Malicia. So, obviously this is going to be your generate soul shards, control the deck as long as you can. It's got Ticketus in it. So, there's quite a bit in this deck that you're seeing already on the ladder from standard Warlock players.
This deck is card for card the deck that I was playing in Legend, and currently have a record of 11-2 in Legend rank with.
Yeah.
So this is a good deck.
Yeah. And then Warrior, we've got Rokara's Rushers, and this is very close to the deck we saw No Hands Gamer kind of bring to light last month, where it's a lot of rush minions like Bumper Cars and Crab Riders and Playmaker, and you got Rokara, you've got Overlord Runtak, you've got Ringmaster Wutley, you've got Alexstrasza the Lifebinder, you got Double Troublemaker. This deck is just good.
Yeah, and this is almost identical to the No Hands list that's been very, very popular. The only exception is they have an Outriders Axe in here, which is just a little extra draw, and it might be what the deck really needed.
Yeah.
Because honestly, the win percentage of that deck isn't amazing. It just beats specific decks.
I've as I was playing last month, I've played against this version of Warrior multiple times.
So my question is for you, as someone who plays casually, and I know you have a full set collection right now, but if you didn't have a full set collection and you didn't buy the bundle, would this be worth $20 to you?
Absolutely. I think, gosh, I'd have to go back and look, but I want to say in like one of our early episodes, like pre-episode 20, we actually had a conversation about what is a legendary worth.
Yes.
And we had pretty much decided that your average legendary was probably somewhere in the $5 to $10 range,
depending on the playability.
And here we're seeing for $20, you're getting anywhere between 3 to 5 legendaries in a deck.
And some epics and lots of rares.
And that doesn't count any of the epics and the rares and the playability of the decks. And I mean, I feel like $19.99 is an absolutely fair price for these decks because, as we said, they are ready to go out of the box. You buy it, you hop on the ladder and you just start winning.
So that brings me to my second question. If, as a player who has a full collection and doesn't need any of these cards, is $19.99 worth the dust?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Because that's kind of the conundrum I'm in. Do I want to pay $20 to possibly have a dust pool for future sets?
So you're looking at roughly 2,000 dust for just in the legendaries, and then you these decks are probably, if you dust them at the dust values, you're probably going to walk away with 3,500 dust maybe. That might be a little high. I don't know. So do I think $20 is worth 3,500 dust? Probably not.
Just thinking hypothetically, and we don't know how these are rolling out, and I suspect this isn't how they're rolling out. What if there was a chance to have some of these cards show up golden? Just a percentage chance.
Okay. So if there was a percentage chance for these to be golden, then yes, I could see that. Here's my reasoning behind that, because as I said, I'm estimating roughly 3,500 dust. We just said we estimated legendaries based on playability being $5 to $10 a piece. So you're getting 2 legendaries out of that 35. So that's 10 to
about $15.
$15.
$15 an
so
average.
I don't think that's why I don't think they're worth the $20 in dust. If there is the possibility of some of these cards being gold, obviously that greatly increases the amount of dust you're getting for those cards, which might bring it more in line to that $20.
And nothing I'm reading here says that. I suspect that none of these will be gold.
Yeah.
I'm only saying that because if you bought a pre-constructed deck from, say, Magic, there were a lot of possibilities of some of those cards being foil.
Right.
And I would love for there to be a percentage chance for some of the cards to be golden, or maybe a guaranteed golden, but it could be anywhere from a common to legendary. You don't know which one's going to be golden.
Yeah.
I would like it if they could program that into the opening. I don't know how they're going to be doing the mechanics of the opening, if they're going to have a new animation or anything like that. It'll be neat to see how they do that. But this is obviously their first run at this type of thing, and they've even said there was a Q&A towards the end of that blog, and those are pretty worth taking a look at. But in that Q&A, it asks about why do you only get a limit of 1, and they've basically said that they're just trying this out for now. They don't know if how the community will take it, if they'll be very popular, and that kind of thing. Also, they mentioned, why do this now instead of when the set releases? And they clearly stated in that Q&A in the blog that they don't want to do the pre-mades when the set comes out, because that takes away from the whole set coming out and people opening packs and stuff like that. If just, people are like, oh, I just want this one deck to play, I'll buy this, then they're not going to enjoy opening packs. Right. So I would not expect to see these pre-constructed decks happen like at a set release. And to be honest, I wouldn't want them to, because obviously they have built these decks even up to this past week, because some of these decks weren't really in the meta or even theory crafted out until now. So that's going to raise the quality of the decks and give you a better idea of which decks are going to be better to buy. Because then you can they're tried and true and tested. And if you're going for results, you might go for the better deck based on statistics. But if you want to go for collection, you'll go for the one that gives you the most out of your collection. So I like the time frame.
Yeah. Also announced in this 20.2 patch is we are getting a new Book of Heroes. Yes. Do you guys remember what Book of Heroes is? It's been a while. So we are getting Book of Heroes Thrall coming on May the 25th.
I'm really interested to see how they tell this story, because Thrall has probably the largest lexicon of stories in World of Warcraft, and to narrow it down to a story-based arc that covers 8 matches, 8 encounters, I don't know where they're going to go. Are they going to go with the start of the horde when he steps down, and then you got Garrosh, or are they going to go with his little kind of fling thing going on with Jaina, or what are they going to tell?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really excited because they've gotten a lot better at telling these stories lately.
Yeah. There's also some various bug fixes that are going into this patch.
There's a lot of bug fixes, which is good. We knew there was going to be a very buggy patch this past one.
So that pretty much wraps up the news for patch 20.2, as we said, that is going live this Tuesday on May the 4th. So this week's Tavern Brawl is a repeat. It's the Battle of Tol Barad. Magical creatures are escaping from Tol Barad. Play a minion and get a random spell of the same mana cost, but for free.
And this is one of those constructed, so you build your own decks.
Yeah.
I'm kind of abstaining from a lot of your...
I've not played a Tavern Brawl in a few weeks.
To me, the rewards just aren't there. The main reason I played was because I was getting the Classic Pack, and I was trying to get Goldens out of the Classic Pack.
Yeah.
And I just don't feel them, especially if I have to take time to build a deck. I don't mind doing the random ones or the ones that pre-made decks or random decks. But if I have to put a lot of effort into it, I'm just going to get on the ladder.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Excuse me. That brings us to this week's deck list. As Zeroshio alluded to earlier in the show, we are looking at Aggro Paladin. So this deck, I will run down the list and then let Zeroshio kind of talk about it. I know it's the concept of aggro is complicated because, I mean, you just go face, right?
Yes.
Kind of. Okay, so the deck list is as follows. 2 First Day of School, 2 Righteous Protector, 2 Knight of Anointment, 2 Conviction, 2 Nerubian Eggs, 1 Murger McGurgle, 2 Hand of Adal, 2 Crab Riders, 2 Underlight Angling Rods, 2 Goody Two Shields, 1 copy of Cariel Rome, 2 Blessing of Kings, 1 copy of Blademaster Samuro, 1 copy of Moonfang, 2 Blessing of Authority, 2 Hammer of the Naru, 1 Cairn Bloodhoof, and 1 Alex Straza, the Lifebinder. So the first thing I see right out of the gate here is just there's like 4 weapons in this deck.
Yes.
And, one of them summons additional Murlocs.
Or gives you
Murlocs. Yeah.
This deck is you look at it and it doesn't scream aggro. And when I first saw it, I was like, okay, this isn't really an aggro deck, but I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. Now, there has been a lot of adjustments in this deck. Some people have taken out the Cairns and put in Talons, because Talon is either going to draw you Alexstrasza, or if you've drawn Alexstrasza, will draw you McGurgle Prime.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing to note. So some people have taken out Cairn and put in Talon because he kind of fits that same role. It takes 2 hits to clear it. It's not so much about getting a bunch of minions and rushing. It's about getting sticky minions, getting that Nerubian on the board that they're not going to want to clear, so it stays on the board. And then you can hit it with Conviction, hit it with other buffs like Hand of Adal. Goody Two Shields is a good sticky minion. Cariel Rome, surprisingly, is good in this. I didn't think there was enough holy spells, but reducing a Blessing of Kings down to 3 mana is huge. A 3 mana Blessing of Kings allows you to put it in curve with something like a Crab Rider. Moonfang, that thing is hard to get rid of. It basically, your opponent almost always has to 3-for-1 it. I was playing against a priest and they had to Hysteria my Moonfangs so it would hit all 3 of their minions to clear it. And that's not a good value for them.
No.
Sure, they 1-for-1'd it, but they lost their entire board. So it's all about sticking a good board and then finishing it off with a Conviction and maybe a weapon swing to kind of finish that game out, or get them close enough to that Alexstrasza range on 9.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I've not gotten to play this deck yet, so I'm going to be seeing it for the first time with you guys. If you hang around on our YouTube channel and watch the play portion of the show, if you are listening via our audio cast, we do highly recommend that you go over to youtube.com/ECMMOgamers and check out the play portion of our episodes. We take these decks that we talk about every week and we play them in a best 2 out of 3 just to see how they do on the ladder. So, all right, gang. That's going to pretty much do it for us this week. As I said, if you are joining us on YouTube, stay tuned as we are going to move to the live play portion of the show. If you are listening via our audio podcast, we'd like to thank you for joining us. Remember, you can follow us on Twitter at HeroPower_cast. You can find all of our past episodes on YouTube at youtube.com/ECMMOgamers or on our website at HeroPowerHS.com. If you do enjoy the show and you'd like to help support and improve it, you can do so by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/HeroPower. We'll see you all again next week.
And don't forget to use your hero power.
Alrighty then.
Live shows. All right. So I got my handy dandy cell phone here. I hope I have enough charge. I should.
Okay.
And
I have my handy dandy spectate your cell phone.
and I'll go ahead and hit the wheel. Gum chewer, gum chewer, gum chewer, gum chewer, gum chewer.
I was scrolling down like, where is he? Why isn't he in my list? Oh, yeah, because he's nearby.
I am right there.
He's right here.
Oh. So we got another Paladin.
Okay, so Paladin versus Paladin.
Horseman Uther. So we got Conviction, Knight of Anointment, and Hand of a Doll. I don't think we need the Conviction this early.
What are we normally looking for?
You're looking for those small minions, the Righteous Protectors, the Knight of Anointments. Even a Crab Rider early is really good. So I think we just throw back the Conviction.
Okay.
Because I'd love to Knight of Anointment on one, and if you can't deal with it, which they usually don't, I have Hand of Doll to deal with whatever he puts on the board.
Okay.
Now if he
that's
good.
A good draw, yeah. Right into Conviction again, so
I think we still do Knight of Anointment though.
Okay. Draw another holy spell.
Just so we can
thin
start
the deck.
thin the deck down a little bit. Ooh, that's a little big, but that Blessing of Authority might be good later.
So he's gonna first day of school.
Okay.
And then probably play one of those. Nope, he's gonna coin into
Crab Rider.
Yes.
Okay. That's fine. This might seem like a very awkward play. What do you think of Righteous Protector Conviction? Because it's like a blessing, a blessing of might.
Yeah, no, I don't hate that.
This makes it so he can't easily trade into it,
and it can clear the Crab Rider.
Yeah, the Crab Rider can't just double pop into it. And if he has like say second Crab Rider, he basically has to put both of them into it.
Exactly. So he has Sword of the Fallen.
This works too.
Yeah. So he's a secret Paladin.
So he is running. Ooh.
He did not clear. So what do you think about just clearing the? Or well, do you think it's what do we think the chances are it's get down?
It could be get down. I'm thinking maybe we need to Hand of a Doll it and then try to clear the minion.
Do you want to do that instead of saving the Hand of a Doll for the Nerubian next turn and playing the Goody Two Shields this turn?
I think that's probably let's Goody Two Shields and then let's go ahead and try to clear the Murloc.
Okay.
Because if we try to clear the Murloc and it is get down, he still has to put a lot in to get rid of Goody Two Shields, doesn't he?
Yes.
So yeah, let's try that.
So it's either
So it
Oh
is-
My Yog, Galloping Savior, or Avenge.
Yes. Is most likely
Blackjack Stunner.
all those are played. Well, that was perfect to get off of first day of school.
Right. And then he played his second Crab Rider and his second Secret.
Do we just play the Goody Two Shields back out again?
I think so. I don't hate that.
Because if it is Yogg and now that he has 2 secrets, the likelihood is pretty high that it's Yogg.
Mm-hmm.
Then we don't
want to play the Blessing
Don't wanna play
Hand
the-
of Adal
yeah.
into. What do we want to play into the Yogg, though?
The Blessing Authority wouldn't be bad,
Okay.
specifically because a 5-cost spell likely has a chance of clearing his board.
Okay.
But obviously, we don't want to play it on one of his minions.
Right.
What do you think of Underlight on the 1/3, and then just tossing the Nerubian Egg out?
I don't hate that.
Oh, what if it's Avenge?
That's true.
We need to hit the Crab Rider. I don't want to. There's
Okay, so there's Noble Sack.
Because I don't want that Avenge to hit Crab Rider. No Avenge.
And we got our own Crab Rider.
We did. I don't think we play it now. I think we want to do it with the Adal if we can.
Okay.
So let's just play the Nerubian Egg out. Was that Noble Sacrifice was in his deck?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Okay. So we think that's Galloping Savior and Yogg?
We think it's Galloping Savior and Yogg.
So we start with try to put Blessing of Authority.
I think so. Yeah.
See if we can clear his board.
Yep.
We'll get a 2/2 out of this, which is fine.
So it becomes a Pexus Blast.
What's a hit is the question.
Face.
His face?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
We clear the 2/2. So that means it's Galloping Savior?
That means it's Galloping
I'm just
Savior.
going to throw this Murloc Tidecaller down just to pose a threat.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yikes.
It went on him.
Yeah.
That's 12, 18. He's one. No, he's got lethal.
Yeah.
That's lethal. Paladin is good right now, and there are a lot of good Paladin versions.
Yeah.
And they all kind of beat each other, which is interesting. This version is kind of tough against this deck. Mainly 'cause
That
of
was
the
turn
odds.
6, by the way.
That was turn 6.
Yeah. We got
You know
out
what?
aggroed.
It's pretty good because I can't lose stars at this rate.
Oh, yeah. True that. True that.
All right, let's spin up another one. I've been really enjoying Warlock lately.
Mm-hmm.
And right now they're saying it's one of the more popular decks, but it's not high win rate. But I'm having great win rate with it. Another Paladin.
All right.
Throw back the Conviction.
I think so.
So we're gonna first day of school,
See what we get.
see what we get, and then probably play the Righteous Protector.
Yep. Oh, we've drawn both Blessing of Authority.
Yeah, I know. Ooh,
Okay. So for those of you watching at home, we got a second Righteous Protector and a Psychic Conjurer.
do we just play?
I like Conjurer. I think we just played
I like
Conjurer.
the Conjurer. Let's play the Conjurer.
Let's see what he's
we
got.
get.
Yeah.
See what we can get from him. Got a goody 2 shields.
Nice.
Yeah, let's. We don't want to coin anything out, do we?
No, we could coin out the Goody Two Shields next turn.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. I don't hate that.
So he's got the Crab Rider, clear that, and then the Goody Two Shields challenges it.
Yep.
Trying to think if there's another change I want to make. No, I think that's good.
Play the kitty coin. And
Oh yeah, the kitty coin. I did just get the Horde coin from getting all the Barons cards.
nice.
I got the last epic I
So
needed.
he's going to Hand of Vidal and go face for 6.
So, ooh. What do you think of... I hate popping the Spellburst, but we Conviction, buffing the Goody Two Shields. Then we Crab Rider, clear the 1/1, and then trade into the Crab.
Say that one more time.
So we Conviction, so it goes on the Goody Two Shields.
Okay.
Then we Crab Rider,
Clear the 1/1,
and then trade into the 3/5.
I don't hate that.
And I didn't want the buff on the Crab Rider on purpose. I know it pops our Spellburst, but he's got to deal with a Crab Rider, which you always want to deal with,
Yeah.
and then a 7/2.
So there's
Okay.
Cariel.
There's the 7/2 dealt with. All right.
Start with the Knight of Anointment.
Knight of Anointment. Blessing of
Okay.
Kings, which we can't play right now.
Double Righteous Protector and Nerubian Egg, and
I think
Go face for 2?
Nerubian Egg and go face for 2. He's going to get another reduction, but I'm not sure how impactful that's going to be.
yeah.
Looks like he's playing the same deck we're playing.
Yes, it does. So he's going to probably do the exact same thing we did.
Mm-hmm. He goes after the Cariel there.
Okay. So do we play Blessing of Authority on the 0/2 and
Yeah, I think we do. It keeps it alive. Oh, I was trying to see if we could do it with Blessing of Kings, but we can't. So Blessing Authority on the 0/2, trade it into the Crab. He's played both of his Crabs now, right?
Yes, he has.
And I'm just going to go face. He's getting a reduction, but like I said, I'm not sure. This deck doesn't have a lot of holy spells.
Hammer of the Naru.
Is he going to use his face? And he is. That's fine, because we can just...
Blessing
the
of
other
Authority. Yep.
Or do we?
Do we play the Knot first and see what we draw?
I think we're going to want to play the Righteous Protector.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're going to want to play the Righteous Protector.
So do we Righteous Protector, Blessing of Authority on the 1/1, and then take the 4/4 face?
I think that's the way we do it, yeah. This league gives us a really good board
Yeah.
to deal with. He's already well playing us. I think he believes that we have locked the game up.
Murger McGurgle. Nerubian.
Yeah, he's dumping and likely is going to concede.
Conviction.
Yeah, this is
That's
concede
game.
play.
Yeah, he doesn't have anything to stop us.
And that's pretty much how you take the mirror, is you just get best value.
Turn 7.
It's a fast deck. It doesn't. Looking at it with the you got 6 costs and 9 cost cards, and you wouldn't think that it's a fast deck.
Right. You think it's going to go long.
But you can easily win games, and the only reason that Alexstrasza is there is if you get stalled out, it's to get that last punch on 9.
Mm-hmm.
I part of me wonders if you even need the Alexstrasza in this deck. But every list seems to be running it and doing well with it.
Oh, we got a rogue. Not a paladin.
Not a paladin, and a great hand. The Cariel's good just for having a rush, but
Yeah.
I think we throw the Cariel back.
Okay.
So we Righteous into Hand of a Doll, which is just such a good turn.
Okay.
Okay, Blessing of Kings is a little clunky.
Hammer's a little clunky.
Yeah. We need to draw into crabs. I take Night of Anointment. Going into Efficient Octobot. Okay.
Ooh, okay.
So we Hand of a Doll.
Yeah.
We draw. And I think we just go face.
Go face.
Yeah, let him proc that.
Yep.
I mean, usually you want to control the proc so he gets a minimum amount of reductions, but at the same time, I don't want him having a second chance to clear that.
Ooze, that's good.
Yep. And the Brain Freeze figures.
But we can just not into Hand of a Doll this turn.
We can. It doesn't challenge.
Or we could Goody Two Shields.
I don't hate Goody Two Shields here. What do you think?
I mean, he's just going to run his 1/1 or his 1/2 in and then clear it with a 3/2. So
Yeah, but that's two trades instead of one trade.
Yeah.
I like that. And he might use something out of hand with it, but I'm fine with that if that's what he does.
Thanos. Plunderer. Okay.
Trade,
Then
that's
clear.
fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. Takes the large. Ooh.
No.
Oh, he's putting too small. Maybe.
Okay, that's fine.
That's probably smart by him.
Crab Rider, Hand of a Doll.
Yeah. And then what's the trade? 3/2 and 2/1.
Yeah, I think so.
It keeps it alive.
It does.
Yeah, I think the 2/1. So he doesn't have any. This might run the legendary that bounces a minion back, makes it 1 mana, or Shadow Step. Obviously, I'm fine with that. We just play the Anointment first.
I think so, yeah.
Want to avoid spells if I can.
Okay, McGurger.
McGurger Hero Power.
Yep. And then next turn we can hammer and...
The hammer is probably the almost the best play we got to do next turn.
Yeah.
That doesn't stop our hammer.
Nope.
See, they're trying to stop anything we got going on.
Thinking we're going to play spells and
Yeah.
we're not.
Hammer.
Hammer, swing face, run in
Do we
McGurgle
swing
prone.
face?
Well, I mean, we use
What
our
if-
face to hit the ogre.
Yeah, use our face to hit ogre, and then the 2/1/1s.
Yes. And then
then-
McGurger to clear one of the...
Yeah,
3/2s.
yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot. Puts him in a tough spot.
Jandis.
Ooh, Jandis. Roll low. Oh, he got.
Yeah, he got
Blade.
2 really good minions.
He sure did.
So,
Oh well. Oh, we're not on 8 mana.
yeah,
Oh.
not yet.
No, we're not. But
We
can.
Conviction.
We can. Blade Master, Crab Rider, Conviction.
Okay.
They'll both get buffed, and then Blade Master will clear both.
Yeah.
And then we can go ahead and swing face since we got the other weapon in our hand. And he has a 4/4 with Wind Fury he has to deal with. Now that just drew his most expensive minion, which is
Probably Alex Straza.
Alexstrasza. So that's a dead card in his hand,
Yeah.
essentially. The third from the left should be.
Secret Passage, okay.
Okay. The Secret Passage is a good card. I think it's significantly less than one that drew 5.
Field Contact, okay.
Ooh.
Animated Broomstick. He's going to
draw
try
a
to
card.
clear that 4/4.
No, he's going to... Yeah. Tenwu... So he's Tenwuing just to draw a card and to have The broomstick. Oh, he's tossing the broomstick out again. He's doing all this just to draw.
Yeah.
So he can clear both, but that's all he's doing. It's literally all he's doing.
And we're going to... So but he picked up 3 additional cards.
He did.
And we're going to hammer the Naru swing... Or we're going to swing face first.
Let's see what the
first day of school
gives us.
What's in the box?
The tour guide's not terrible.
Yeah.
So
the swing face first. Yeah.
Then we want a hammer. And then, do we tour guide hero power?
Oh yeah, I don't hate that.
I don't want to play the Soulbound Ash Tongue because, I didn't. I thought I hit the hero power. I must have missed it. That's fine. So I have it for 0. I don't want to play Soulbound Ash Tongue because he can
do a whole lot of damage.
Well, he can Alexstrasza it.
Yeah,
which also does our face.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the Alexstrasza Tenwu combo because Tenwu's out of his hand. He's played Tenwu, so we don't have to worry about that kind of like triple dipping.
Okay. Use our face and the tour guide to clear the Mancrick and play the Goody Two Shields and Blessing of Kings?
Well, we want a Blessing of Kings first so we don't pop the thing. So I do like that. But I want to go ahead and play the Blessing of Kings on the taunt.
Okay.
And I hate that we didn't hero power last turn, but oh well. That was my fault. I still don't want to play that Ash Tongue. It's too much of a liability.
Yeah.
I mean, he could even get a juiced up.
So he can kill the 10-7
Plunderer
with Alexstrasza right now.
He can.
He's going to Wicked Stab.
Bright Plunderer. How's he doing damage to the board?
Shadow Step.
How's he?
Prize Plunderer.
Oh wow. He just Prize Plunderer. See, that's why I don't want to play the Ash Tongue. That Prize Plunderer would get huge.
Yeah.
I want to say. I feel like he made a mistake. He probably could have used the last Prize Plunderer on the Elemental.
Yeah.
Instead of hitting it twice. That was a snap pick. Og Merchant. And then Plunder. Then Plunder. You have to plunder that. Wait, what?
He doesn't because he threw the Plunderer away.
It.
Yeah.
Whoa, I missed that. Why? He just gave us 10 to face?
Yeah.
So we just swing face, right?
Yeah.
And he's used both Shadow Steps, so we don't need to worry about clearing minions, right?
Correct.
Still not playing the Ash Tongue.
Nope.
What?
Because he still has a Prize Plunderer in his hand.
He does now.
Yeah.
There was sequencing error there somewhere, I think, with him.
Okay.
I think he could have done the Prize Plunderer last.
There's Alexstrasza.
He's healing his face.
Wicked Stab.
Prize Plunderer. Okay. That all seemed weird. He's got lethal.
Yeah.
Well, we can trade into the 2-1. That's 10, 11. We just go face, right? Just go face here?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think trading into a minion matters.
I don't either.
He's used a lot of his burn, though. Mancrick, that's lethal.
That's lethal.
Yep.
All right. Well, there you go. 1 and 2 today.
I don't think missing that hero power would have changed anything.
No.
But this first couple days of the month is always kind of crazy go nuts land anyways.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to find something that's consistent because people are just playing. You can get, if you have, like I do, a 10x multiplier, you can get up to Diamond 5 at like a 42% win rate on day one.
Wow.
Because you only need to win one every 3-4 games, and you'll get a bunch of stars. You'll get 10 stars and 9 stars and 8 stars. You know?
Yeah.
Like I went from that one win we did, I went from bronze 10 to bronze 7.
Right. Yeah.
So it's just a jump.
Exactly. So, all right, gang. That's going to pretty much do it for us this week. If you have any questions or comments about this episode, feel free to hit us up. You can email us at heropowerpodcast@gmail.com. Hit that subscribe button below on YouTube if you haven't done so already. For more details about our patron-only Discord, you can head over to patreon.com/heropower. You too can be a member for as little as $1 a month. So check it out. And until next week, good gaming!
I tried to block it. Bye, guys.